This is made evident in the book Native Son by Richard Wright, which directly addresses environmental racism and environmental inequality. Wright is able to demonstrate this through Bigger's point of view.
He had heard that Mr. Dalton owned the Southside Real Estate Company, and the Southside Real Estate Company owned the house in which he lived. He paid $8 a week for one rat-infested room. He had never seen Mr. Dalton until he had come to work for him. His mother always took the rent to the real estate office. Mr. Dalton was somewhere far away, high up, distant, like a god. He owned property all over the Black Belt, and he owned property where white folks lived too. But Bigger could not live in a building across the line. Even though Mr. Dalton gave millions of dollars for Negro education, he would rent houses to Negroes only in this prescribed area, this corner of the city tumbling down from rot. In a sullen way, Bigger was conscious of this.
Environmental racism is a process by which communities of color are intentionally and systematically targeted for the siting of ecologically hazardous industrial facilities, toxic waste sites, incinerators.
Seeing the rot and degradation of his home jolts Bigger into action. He sees how his family and friends are being forced into living into a hazardous part of the city with little to no other option. He sees the rot and oppression. Since the 1940s, the EPA has enacted clean water and air jurisdiction to regulate pollution. Huge strides have also been made through the fair housing laws that have been passed to prevent racial discrimination. Although the problem still exists, corporate giants still target lower income, primarily Black communities because they know they will face little to no government opposition.
Camden was such a beautiful city, you wouldn't believe it. Years ago, it used to have stores on every corner. You didn't see no vacant lots, houses. It was clean, the water was good, the air was fresh. Now the air is bad.
When the plants come here, they're bringing us jobs. You're bringing us jobs, but at the same time, you're killing us.
Like I said, long as they're making that money, they don't care.
County, which is predominantly white and fairly affluent, dominates Camden politics in a lot of ways, and it started using Camden as the place where the things that no one else wanted, they got put in Camden.
Women were relating to me about this strange problem that didn't affect any generation but their daughter's generation. There was this increase in fertility problems, there was an increase in birth defects, and there was an increase in reproductive problems, miscarriages, a higher rate of miscarriages.
This section of land in Louisiana has the highest number of cancer incidents in the United States. So people are sick, people are dying in this state, and it's because of oil processing.
The building of the water yard in the predominantly Hispanic East Phillips neighborhood was proposed by the city recently. The community is against it and argue that the Phillips neighborhood has been a dumping ground for the private sector and the city's industrial services. In reaction to local protests, the city will hold a vote. The community argues it will not create new jobs and will lead to even higher rates of asthma and other negative health effects. The city refuses to enter a community benefits agreement that would ensure mutual benefits for both.
Beautiful and powerful Chicago, the city poets have sung about. Carl Sandburg called it hog butcher for the world, toolmaker, stacker of wheat, clear with railroads and the nation's freight handler, stormy, husky, brawling, city of the big shoulders. Her tall skyscrapers make her a jewel among the cities of the earth. Her long, straight boulevards throb with life and vitality. Her gorgeous monuments and splashing fountains make her the envy of the world. But Like all great cities, Chicago has its secrets which are seldom written or sung. Behind her bold lines of beauty lies a hidden world. Here is Chicago's Black Belt, a prison without bars. Here behind an invisible color line live almost 500,000 black people. These people have been told that they must live here and the kind of work that they do is marked out for them. See those houses? A generation ago, whites used to inhabit them, but now they're crowded with black people.
The way Bigger lives, you can see the amount of garbage they have and how they throw their trash aside. After killing the rat, he just throws it outside. As Bigger walks, you see homeless people standing around trying to stay warm. You can see the industries around Bigger's neighborhood that's polluting it, making it similar to the Cancer Alley in Louisiana. As you can see, the Daltons live in a really huge house. It's really clean, especially with the help of their servants. The furnitures are really nice and neat. The house really seems up to date compared to Bigger's home. The car looks nice and is probably worth a lot. With Mary's bedroom, it's like twice the size of Bigger's home.